Very good morning, children. Once again, welcome back to the online teaching in social science, geography, chapter 6, manufacturing industries. Children, we have already completed 2 chapters from geography. What was the name of the first chapter? Can anyone say? Okay, it was about a resource, isn't it? Various resources are there, isn't it? Land, soil, etc. are the most important resources that we use. Okay, in second chapter we have studied about agriculture. What are the various crops cultivated in India? What are the different types of farming practice in India? Okay, what are the climatic conditions required for different crops? Etc. etc. we have learned. Again, we have seen what are the challenges faced by the Indian farmers, what are the steps taken by the government to promote agriculture in India, etc. etc. we have studied. Okay. Children, you don't wait for the last moment to learn all these answers. Okay, you might have heard about our research. See, our school has scored very good marks. Many children got 95% above. Okay, now it is your chance to perform well and bring laurels to our school. Okay, now we are going to discuss about manufacturing. You might have heard the word manufacturing in previous classes. What is meant by manufacturing? Okay, production of goods in large quantities after processing from raw materials to more valuable products. Okay, it is known as manufacturing. Production of goods in large quantities. A large quantity of goods will be produced in factories or industries. Usually, these products will be processed from raw materials and more valuable goods will be made out of it. For example, we know that sugar is made out of sugar cane. Okay, sugar cane is the raw material. Sugar, then aluminium from bauxite or cotton textiles from cotton. Okay, these are the examples of manufacturing or production of goods in large quantities. Okay, it can be asked. Okay, now we are going to discuss an important topic. What is the importance of manufacturing in India? Or why should we do manufacturing? Why should we produce the goods? Okay, we know that manufacturing is considered the backbone of Indian economy. What is the speciality? What is the importance of backbone? Without backbone, we cannot stand straight. Isn't it? Just like that, this manufacturing is considered the backbone of Indian economy. So without the production or without manufacturing, our country cannot develop or our country cannot progress. So that is why manufacturing is considered the backbone of Indian economy. Okay. Again, we know that it helps in modernizing agriculture and reduces the over dependence of people in agriculture. Okay, we know that once upon a time, more than 70-80% people were depending on agriculture for their survival. Now we know that from agriculture, the people cannot derive that much income or people cannot get that much income. Okay, so manufacturing helps the people very much. It reduces the over dependence on agriculture. There is no need to depend on agriculture in large amount because people get a lot of job opportunities in secondary and tertiary sectors. Okay, that is the second point. Then another point is it eradicates unemployment. What is mean? It eradicates, it removes unemployment. The people get a lot of employment in secondary sectors or industrial sector. The secondary sector is also known as industrial sector. We have studied in economics. Okay, it eradicates unemployment and poverty and regional disparities by establishing industries in the tribal and backward areas. It eradicates, it removes regional disparities. What do you mean regional disparities? Regional differences. You know, in our country, a lot of backward areas are there, especially tribal areas. Jharkhand, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, etc. We can find plenty of tribals. So their standard of living is very less, their income is very less while comparing with other areas. Okay, so what does the government do? Government set up industries in these backward areas or tribal areas so that a large number of people can get employment there. So such backward areas can also be developed. Okay, that is another point. It eradicates unemployment and poverty and removes regional disparities by establishing or by setting up industries in tribal and backward regions. Okay. Again, we know that after the production, after the manufacturing is done, the goods will be exported to other countries. Export of manufacturing goods expand trade and commerce. That means we would be able to do the trade and commerce with the other countries. What do you mean commerce? Business. So India would be able to do trade with the other countries, and it brings in much needed foreign exchange. Understood? We get a lot of foreign money out of exporting the manufactured goods to other countries. The next point is that the countries that transform their raw materials into finished goods are prosperous. Understood? We know the most of the nations have plenty of resources, but we have to make use of it. We have to utilize it. The countries that transform their raw materials into finished goods are prosperous. They are developed. Okay, these are the important points we have discussed. Now, what is the importance of manufacturing? Manufacturing is considered the backbone of economic development. That means without manufacturing, no nation can progress. Okay, another thing is that it modernizes agriculture. Agriculture is modernized. That means once upon a time, the farmers were cultivating their lands by using primitive tools. Now we know that modern equipments are there, a lot of machineries are there, a lot of pump sets are there, fertilizers are, pesticides are there. Okay, they are using a lot of things. That is why we can say agriculture is modernized. Again, it reduces the over dependence on agriculture by providing jobs in secondary and tertiary sectors. A large number of people are getting employment or jobs in secondary and tertiary sector. What is the importance of secondary and tertiary sector? They get a lot of income. The people get a lot of salaries. They derive a lot of income from secondary and tertiary sector while comparing primary sectors. Okay. Again, we have seen that it eradicates unemployment and poverty. What is it? Eradicates, it removes unemployment. A large number of people, millions of people get employment in industries. And regional disparities are removed. So because almost all the industries are set up in the backward areas or remote areas. So that a lot of tribals or a lot of these backward areas can come up. Okay, again, you know that exports, manufactured goods expand trade and commerce. So you would be able to trade with many other countries, or we would be able to export to other countries, and we get a lot of foreign exchange. Again, we have seen the last point. What was the last point? The countries that transform their raw materials into finished goods are prosperous. That means the countries, those who are using their raw materials into finished goods are developed, prosperous. Okay, these are the 5 points we have discussed about the importance of manufacturing. Okay, now we'll see the agriculture and industry move hand in hand. Can you explain? What is the meaning of that? Agriculture and industry go hand in hand. That means it moves together. They are not separate. Okay, how can you say that? Okay. We know that agriculture and industry are not exclusive of each other. They move hand in hand. But they not exclusive, they are not separate. Agriculture and industry are not separate, they are not exclusive of each other, but they move hand in hand. That means one depends on other. How can you say agro industries raise agriculture productivity? That is the main thing. Agro industries. What's in the agro industries? The industries that use that provide raw materials to agriculture. For example, pesticides, fertilizers, pesticides, etc. are the examples. Okay. Agro industries raise agriculture productivity. Agriculture production is increased because of these agro industries. Okay. Again, the industries depend on agriculture for their raw materials. Again, the industries depend on agriculture for their raw materials. They are connected to each other. Industries get the raw material from agriculture. For example, the sugar industry. Get the raw material. What is the raw material of sugar industry? Sugar cane. This is a part of agriculture. Or another example, cotton textiles that we wear. Okay, cotton textiles get their raw materials from cotton. What is cotton? It is a plant. It is a part of agriculture. Okay, etc. etc. Industries depend on agriculture for their raw materials and return sell their products. In return, what do the industries do? They sell their products such as fertilizers, pesticides, pesticides, machineries, etc. to the farmers. So we can understand that both agriculture and industry move together. Okay. Again, that industries not only assisted the agriculturists means we had farmers to increase their production, but also made the production process easier, more effective. Okay. Industries helped the farmers to increase their production. Okay. Not only that, it made the production process more effective. How can you say that? Once upon a time, it took so many days, so many months to plow the land. The farmers were using the bullocks and so on to plow the land. Nowadays, we know that with the help of machineries, tractors, tillers, harvesters, etc., a lot of machineries are there. With the help of machineries, production process became easier. Okay, the second question is asked. How can you say that agriculture and industry move hand in hand? Okay, these points you have to explain. Okay, agriculture and industry are not exclusive of each other. That means they are not separate. They move hand in hand. They are together. They are the part of one thing. Okay. Again, the agro industries raise agriculture productivity. Agro industries, the industries that provide raw materials to from agriculture, and they raise agriculture productivity. As a result, agriculture production has increased. Again, that industries depend on agriculture for their raw materials. So many industries get the raw material from agriculture. So industries depend on agriculture for their raw materials. Then, and in return, industry provide or industries sell their products such as pesticides, fertilizers, pesticides, machineries, etc. to the farmers. Again, that industries not only assisted, not only helped to the agriculturists to increase their production, but also but also made the production process more effective. So with the help of machineries, production process became very much easier. Okay, these are the points we have discussed. Okay, one more point we discuss. What are the factors that influence industry location? What are the factors to locate an industry or to set up an industry? What are the important things we need? What are the factors that influence industrial location? Okay. Industrial location is influenced by so many factors. The most important thing is that availability of raw materials. Or raw materials must be available in nearness. Okay, that is the most important thing. Availability of raw materials, labor, A lot of workers are needed, isn't it? So workers should be available nearby. Then capital, what's the capital? A lot of money is required, isn't it? Capital, then power and market. What's the power? Electricity is required, as well as after when the production is over, it must be sold in the market. So market should be nearby. So these are the necessaries. Industrial location is influenced by availability of raw materials, labor, capital, power, and market. Okay, if you have one mark question or two marks question is asked, you have to write only this point. Suppose if a question is asked for 3 marks or 5 marks, you have to explain. You have to write some more points. Okay. Again, you know that it is very difficult to locate all these things at one place. What does it mean? That means all these 5 factors may not be available in one place. So in such circumstances, what do? So industries are set up at a place where most of these factors are available. Understood? So in a place, most important thing is that raw materials. Raw materials are available, labor is available, then electricity is there, then we can start. Understood? So industries are, in most cases, all these factors may not be available in one place. In such circumstances, what do? We set up industries where most of these factors are available. Okay. Again, you know, the industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. What does it mean? Industrialization and urbanization. What is the urbanization? Urbanization means more and more number of cities and towns come up. It is known as urbanization. What is the industrialization history is studied? Okay, a large number of industries are set up. It is known as industrialization. Industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. That means, for a simple example, you know, it's one or two industries are set up in Chamkeri village. So very soon, a small town will come up. So just think about it. Just 10 or 15 years back, nearby our Assisi Convent School, there was only forest. Nothing was there. Now we see how much development was there. When an industry is set up, what will happen very soon? Urbanization. Small towns will come up. That is why it is known as industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. Why? Cities provide markets and also provide services like banking, transport, labor, etc. You know that the industries can get a lot of things from cities. Okay, it provides markets. After the production is over, the goods could be sold in the market, and the cities provide banking. You know, the industries need banks for the financial purpose. They need transport. Okay, the goods must be transported from one place to another place. They need labor, etc. So these things are available in cities. So we can say that industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. Okay, once again, what are the factors that influence industrial location? Availability of raw materials, labor, capital. What is the capital? Money, and the power. Not massive power, it is electricity. Okay, in order to run the industries, we need energy or we need electricity. Okay, and markets. So these are the factors that we need for industrial location. Okay, children. So now we will stop here. Then remaining topic we'll discuss in the next chapter. Okay, children. Can you just can you reconnect what are the things we have discussed? First of all, we have studied what is meant by manufacturing. Production of goods in large quantities after processing from raw materials to more valuable goods. You have to see the example. Understood? In your mind, the example should be there. Sugar is manufactured from sugar cane, or cotton textiles is manufactured from cotton plants. Oh, okay. Again, we have seen what is the importance of manufacturing. Okay. Then again, we have seen that How can you say that agriculture and industry go hand in hand? How agriculture and industry move together? Again, we have seen that what are the factors that influence industrial location. In order to set up an industry, what are the necessary things we need? Okay, we have seen that availability of raw materials, then labor, capital, power, and markets. So these are the necessary things. Okay, children, we stop here. Okay, you need to read the textbook. Again, I will be giving some questions also along with it. You have to learning children. Don't wait for the last moment to learn them. Okay, thank you very much.